Spider! I'm crossed up on somebody.
The line over here.
Boys, you gotta work together. Follow your line. Now you're gonna lose them all. Let's go.
Other way?
Where
you at? I can't tell. We're wrapped up and I got a fish on.
Shit. I'm good.
Come up here.
I'm coming.
Underneath.
I'm underneath? Cool. Going under. Lisa, go ahead. Thank you. Fuck yeah, let's fucking go. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. With the summer waning, it was once again time for a long trip with some old friends. I've been looking forward to this one since last year's 4-day with the Bucket List Pepino crew. I joined a couple guys from this same group back in June and scored my personal best bluefin on a 2-day trip. In September 2022, I was committed to another 4 nights with an ultra-limited load of 15 passengers. I was going out with a thumb injury I sustained about a month ago, which made me a little nervous, but nothing was going to stop me from making the trip and giving it a go. I left Vegas early on a Monday morning. It was a long, dark drive, and catching some traffic on the way, I arrived at the landing about a half an hour ahead of our 10:30 a.m. boarding time. We carted up our gear, headed to the boat, and loaded up. As the crew finished topping off the bait tank, Captain gave us the rundown on plans for the week. Recent fish counts have been full of Dorado limits with decent tuna numbers mixed in, so I packed accordingly. Unfortunately for me, there was a storm churning off Baja in the region where these fish were being caught. There has also been a challenge with fish processing logistics this season. The abundance of Dorado and tuna has all the dock processors completely overwhelmed. Not a single person on the boat was able to reserve fish processing for this trip. The crew planned to fillet our fish on the last day, for which we anglers were grateful. But we had a different fishing strategy. We were headed north to the Catalinas to hunt for fish of a lifetime bluefin. Now, with my preference for using undersized spinning gear, this was a bit daunting. Fortunately, my extremely generous shipmates were more than happy to offer to share their much more appropriately rated heavy conventional gear. And thanks again for that, everybody. We left the dock around noon and headed straight northwest towards the islands. If you've seen any of my saltwater videos, you probably know my day one MO. Get some rest, take some fun video, and try to learn from the people around me what's going to work while just enjoying being on the water. Around 2 in the morning, we reached the tuna grounds. Most of the ship was up, deep jigging for monster bluefin, and we boated a couple triple-digit fish on that first morning. Fish of a lifetime indeed. I, by contrast, slept. I was up at 3 a.m. for the drive down and had no rest before that evening. The prospect of being up at 2 in the morning didn't really hold much appeal for me. I was up around 5 and managed to watch my friends boat a few more jigged bluefin, though none as big as the ones caught while I was knocked out. As the sun rose, we traded the jig sticks for sinker rigs and fly line setups. Like I said, my spinning gear was primarily set up for Paddy flipping, Dorado, yellowtail rigs with at most 25-pound leaders. The heaviest thing I brought was a jig stick setup with 65-pound braid and 200-pound leader. But this was well under the recommendations for working these monster tuna at night. I also don't have much interest in trying to work 100-plus pound tuna on a spinning rig after battling my last bluefin for nearly an hour. But even my flyline rigs were too light for the tuna we were targeting. After seeing our guy Eric break off with 20 or 25-pound leader, I reluctantly borrowed some 40-pound fluoro from my friend Adam and upgraded my flyline setup. Getting tired of cranking yet?
kicker is everyone I sold the jig to
Has got one on it.
on the jigs I sold them.
Perfect.
Except for Kyle. Kyle, I set him up on the jig that I set up. He bought them. He said, hey, set these up for us.
I spent most of the day just filming friends battling fish. Early on, it was a lot of very healthy bluefin schooling deep. Sinker rig seemed to be the most effective. It wasn't crazy productive. Captain spotted and stopped for several schools all throughout the day. We had lines in the water a lot, but it was mostly hit and run. Nice. We'd boat a couple fish and the school would move. We'd get a couple more fish and the school would move. In the late morning, we were greeted by a pleasant light rainfall. It was brief and the afternoon sky was blue and clear. We started to see more surface activity with occasional boils. When the call came to start fly lining, I figured it was about time for me to get more active. So I grabbed the Daiwa BG8000 and started throwing baits. The yellowfin fishing was productive. Not overwhelming, but productive. Again, we picked up a couple here and there, and even though we weren't specifically targeting them, our buddy David boated a really nice bull Dorado, as well as a baby blue shark. Do.
Oh, beautiful. Wow, that is a good one.
We sent the little fella off with a sardine in its mouth, just for the hassle of being caught. We also snagged an ocean sunfish, but I don't think mola mola applies toward the fish counts.
¡Woo! Ahora sí, pues. ¡Woo! Ah, pues. No, pero póngame.
All right. Maybe an hour before sundown, we got on the biggest school of the day. It was massive and obvious to everyone on the ship. Fish were breaching the surface all over the place.
There we go.
I had literally just grabbed a plate of dinner and taken my first bites, but this school was explosive. And given my tendency to film and observe as much as I fish, I knew this would be my best chance to actually put something in the boat on day one. So I grabbed my upgraded spinning rig and dropped a bait. Within 60 seconds, I was hooked up.
Fresh one! Thank you.
Several of us pulled our first fish from this school.
Oops, sorry.
On the initial run, my Spectraline caught under my middle fingernail just for a second, which was unpleasant.
right there. Under you. I know we're real close. Yep. Under. Thank you. Go ahead and knock it up. Coming down. Yep. Hello, right here, right here. Going up here. Oh no! Heads up, heads up. Wait, hold up. Down here. Sit. I got color right here too, bro. It's deep though. Oh shit. Go ahead. Okay.
Fishing with a heavier reel, rod, and leader than I used for the PB Bluefin made this a much quicker fight. And after 5 minutes, Deckhand Martine brought it over the rail. A totally decent yellowfin tuna.
Yeah! Thank you, bro. Woo!
It would be my only tuna of the trip, but I donated it to the boats, and the crew turned it into some amazing ceviche and sashimi. Like, probably the best and freshest I've ever eaten. By this point, as afternoon approached evening, the wind and swell had picked up considerably. I think a lot of my shipmates were also fairly wiped out from a long day soaking baits in the sun. So there were only 4 or 5 anglers on the rail that night, and the wind was pushing the ship almost too fast for jigs to even reach the depth of the fish. Still, they added one more bluefin to the hold. The morning of day 3 started slow. Overnight, we moved about 20 miles almost straight east towards Santa Catalina. There was still quite a lot of wind chop. The crew put the kite out, But the fish, again, seemed to mostly hang deeper than 100 feet, and sinker rigs produced a couple morning tuna. Around 11 a.m., we stopped to investigate a kelp paddy. We saw several free-swimming Dorado and managed to put 3 or 4 in the boat before continuing the hunt for tuna. But the tuna fishing was slow. Really slow. The hit-and-run schools from the previous day had scattered. In the afternoon, an announcement came over the loudspeaker. The fleet was no longer finding tuna around the Catalinas, and the waters off Baja had settled enough to at least be fishable. So we were headed something like 120 miles south. On the way, while we were still among the Catalinas, we started working kelp paddies. There were some great-looking, big chunks of kelp floating around, and we did our best to extract fish. But there weren't any big schools. We'd get 1 or 2 from a paddy and continue on the long journey south. Still, I got lucky. After a really long soak on a really good-looking paddy, just as the captain was telling us to reel in and move on, I got bit.
Spider! First one!
The paddy was a good 120, 150 yards away from the boat.
I'm way the fuck out there,
You
boys.
can't quite see it, but the fish jumped on the hook set, which got the whole boat excited. Thankfully, even my modest spinning gear was able to handle this nice Dorado, and for the second day, I was able to put a fish in the hold.
I'm trying. Moss, hey, coming over. ¿Cómo? ¿Hablas español bien? Un poquito. Sí. Y entiendo mucho más que puedo hablar. Thank you, bud. Gracias. Coming under. Liam, coming under.
Hold on.
Under you. Gracias. Thank you, bud. I see color. Oh, I got line. I got a line on me. Got him or what? Oh, fuck yeah. right.
Coming down. Great job.
Thanks, buddy. Oh, let's fucking go. I got somebody's line over here wrapped up. Fuck yeah. Behind you, bro. Thank you, bud. Let's go. Way quicker than that bluefin at least. Thanks, bud. Yeah, I fly lined into the Paddy from where we were, yeah. I just kept letting it go and go and go. Yeah.
After maybe 1 or 2 more Paddy stops, we ran full speed to what we hoped would be greener pastures. I was ready to be up early on our final day, but the intercom was quiet. I had speculated that maybe we would be cruising the 9-mile bank off of San Diego in the morning, but a quick peek at my GPS told me we were something like 30 or 35 miles west of Ensenada, way below the border and nowhere near the 9-mile. The morning swell was choppy, and we had trollers out. It wasn't terrible. I've fished rougher seas, and we got bit several times. Captain found a pod of dolphin or porpoise, and we made several passes. They were clearly feeding on bait, circling and jumping to rein in shoals. And in case you're new to the hobby, dolphin and porpoise are excellent at locating bait fish, so tuna will frequently shadow these pods for an easy meal. At one point, I think we had 4 trollers hook up and boated 3 of the yellowfin. It was still slow, but we were catching fish. But by late morning, this action seemed to grind to a halt. The storm swell also dissipated, which made fishing easier. We stopped on several paddies, but they were almost all tiny or single strings of kelp. The storm and the swell definitely did some damage to what flotsam we found. After a couple days of slow fishing, things got a little weird. The crew had a bag of, I think, Thai chilies, and Joe Albert, with some peer pressure from the group, convinced Kyle to eat one.
No pain, no gain. No money. No, the bet was over. I didn't say no. You did that on your own free will.
Attaboy, Cal.
You did that one on your own free will. I was out of the game. My bet was over.
I never heard you say it was over. He only said it was over after he put it in his mouth.
He needs to give him the $50.
Not him.
If I would have given it to him, it would have Made it back. Let's get the helicopter over here. Hurry up, Bud Light, quick. Woo! Hey, what's all those sweat beads coming out beforehand? All of a sudden.
I got that Bud Light for you, Kyle. On my tab.
Attaboy, Dirk.
Good job, dude. I ate that chili.
But that wasn't enough. The next meal was a freshly cut sardine fillet, which these guys shared with great affection. No idea what the hell is going on here, but apparently fresh raw sardine isn't bad.
Aww. How sweet. No, that's going on Facebook for sure.
What up, buddy? Yeah. I should have done a better job looking at skilling it too. Oh shit. Can we have all the Pepino members on this Facebook group?
We can try, but no.
In the afternoon, while we were cruising north back towards San Diego, we pulled up on a big, healthy piece of kelp. It had what looked to be a GPS buoy on it, so it was most likely part of the plan for us to hit it on the way home. And it was by far the biggest score of the trip. On the first pass, I think probably half the boat hooked up to hungry mahi-mahi. My first bait got bit.
Spider! I'm crossed up on somebody!
I ended up in a tangle with my friend Eric, but we managed to clear it.
Other way?
Where you at? I can't tell. We're wrapped up and I got a fish on.
Shit. I'm good.
Come up here.
I'm coming. I'm underneath. Cool. Going under. Go ahead. Thank you. Fuck yeah. Let's fucking go. I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
But it broke off. I think
you.
maybe my leader rubbed against someone else's braid and created a weak point or something like that. My line whacked Captain in the face, and I was afraid that I had just pulled the hook and may have caught him. But no, the line broke and no harm, no foul.
Oh, fuck. Sorry, bud.
Oh, you're okay. No. Sorry, hold on.
All right, go right.
Hold it down.
So I ran back to my tackle and tied up with a quick, simple clinch knot to try to get back out there as fast as possible.
Here's the fucking bite right here, baby.
After the retie, my first baits kind of sucked. Also, a little bit of line wrap there, JB. Let's try to clean that up.
Got a fat yellowtail, man.
I let it soak for a minute, but changed quickly.
Thank you. I just had a tangle that, so I was trying to get rid of it.
I think I have enough leader.
My second bait got bit like immediately.
Spider!
I was being molested by a bird. Jesus!
Nobody fucks with the Jesus. Oh, dude, you're right on top of me and I'm bit. Lisa, I'm over you. Thank you. Go ahead. Coming up, bro, under. Oh, came on. No, still got there. I don't want him to get around the anchor. Jumper! I've got color on the back. Oh, he's running. Thank you, buddy.
That was a good one, Jed. 5 points for you.
I'm coming back down onto you, bro. Hey, good run.
See you later.
Yeah, man. I'll holler in a minute. Okay. Yep. Cool. Coming under. Coming down under.
Raise left, nerd.
Under, please.
Under. We got 2. Okay, I'm over you.
He's.
Who's behind me?
Yeah. Coming under. Coming down under. Yep. I got color here in the corner. Color in the corner. Yep, I will not. Fuck yeah, Jed. Thank you, buddy. Do I need to number myself? Copy, thank you. Free spool. I still got somebody's line here. But
My final count, 1 yellowfin and 2 mahi-mahi. As a guy who's mostly out there to just get away from land and shoot some video with friends, I'm totally satisfied with what we accomplished together. Results rarely conform to expectations. In few things does that prove as true as it does with fishing. And all you can ever do is adapt and make the best of your situation. I was looking forward to a boatload of mahi-mahi, but I'm fucking stoked that some of my friends got fish of a lifetime bluefin. And I'm perfectly happy to have some fresh Dorado at home and to have been able to feed my shipmates some fresh yellowfin I caught with my own 2 hands. In SoCal, there's a weird stigma or something like that generally associated with spin fishing. I love going out there and demonstrating that it's totally possible to catch tuna on a $200 spinning combo. My BG 8000 reel and heavy offshore angler rod had no problem bringing in a feisty yellowfin. So get out there and try it. But also, maybe make sure your shipmates are good people that will have your back if things get hairy. I'm convinced the biggest limiting factor is me and my skinny arms, not the gear. As always, thank you and much respect to the Pepino posse that made this such a great experience again. Please like or comment, check out my other videos, maybe subscribe if you enjoy the show. Not sure when you'll see me again, but I hope to share the rail with y'all again next summer.